Assalamu alaikum fam, hope you're doing well. Let's continue our reading of these wonderful hadiths, highly educational. We're reading Sahih al Bukhari. Let's jump on in. We are in the Book of Belief, i.e. Faith, chapter 23. Zulm, wrong of one kind, can be greater or lesser than that of another. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Narrated Abdullah bin Masud, may Allah be pleased with him, when the following verse was revealed. It is those who believe in the oneness of Allah, and worship none but Him alone, and confuse not their belief with zulm, wrong, i.e. by worshipping others besides Allah. For them only there is security, and they are guided. V6:82. The companions of Allah's Messenger asked, who is amongst us who had not done zulm, wrong? Then Allah Azza wa Jal revealed, verily joining others in worship with Allah is a great zulm, wrong indeed. Okay, ZULM equals wrong. Chapter 24, the signs of a hypocrite. Narrated Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the signs of a hypocrite are 3. Whenever he speaks, he tells a lie. Whenever he promises, he always breaks his promise. Whenever he is entrusted, he betrays, proves dishonest. If you keep something as a trust with him, he will not return it. Wow. Yes. Narrated Abdullah bin Amr, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever has the following 4 characteristics will be a pure hypocrite, and whoever has one of the following 4 characteristics will have one characteristic of hypocrisy, unless and until he gives it up. Whenever he is entrusted, he betrays, proves dishonest. Whenever he speaks, he tells a lie. Whenever he makes a covenant, he proves treacherous. Whenever he quarrels, he behaves in a very imprudent, evil, and insulting manner. Interesting. To establish the nawafil, voluntary prayers on the night of Qadr is part of faith. Narrated Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, whoever establishes the nawafil, voluntary prayers on the night of Qadr, out of sincere faith and hoping to attain Allah's rewards, not show off, then all his past sins will be forgiven. Chapter 26, Al-Jihad, holy fighting in Allah's cause is part of faith. Narrated Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, Allah Azza wa Jal enjoins for a person who participates in holy battles in Allah's cause, as nothing causes him to do so except belief in Allah and in His messengers, that he will be recompensed by Allah either with a reward or booty if he survives, or will he be admitted into paradise if he is killed in the battle as a martyr. The Prophet, peace be upon him, added, had I not found it difficult for my followers, then I would not remain behind any Sariya, an army unit, going for jihad, and I would have loved to be martyred in Allah's cause, and then made alive, and then martyred, and then made alive, and then again martyred in His cause. Remember this in the summary of the hadith, showing the coming back because the reward would be so great. Now, I want to say something about this because a lot of people get mad that this is even an aspect of religion. But as an American, this is the thing we teach, well, we used to. We used to teach this in school for your country. Nationalism. Patriotic nationalism. The bald eagle was like a big role in that. The cowboy culture was big, you know. And when you study the founding fathers, the Paul Revere running on his horse, battling the British, this was instilled. It's only in these recent years, due to Marxism and progressivism and corruption of our nation's, founding code, have we begun to want everyone to be effeminate and to be zombified and pacifists. And even in history, generals would perk up the spirits of their people, right? It really is not anything new. And those who pearl clutch, pretending like it's like the end of the world because there's some type of strong mindset embedded into a religion, is pure hypocrisy. And don't tell me Buddhists aren't violent, because weren't they fighting the Muslims in Myanmar or something like that? I've seen plenty of Buddhistic monks in China and Tibet and others. They used to fight. Martial arts, karate, taekwondo, all these different forms of fighting. The Asians didn't rule a dynasty, especially the Chinese, for hundreds upon hundreds of years by eating grass and staying in the top of mountains. So, again, don't let people, especially liberal atheists, talk to you about just because there's a sense of struggle and strength, that's bad. Because as they will get mad, Stalin was an atheist, Mao was an atheist. When Marxist communism attacked churches, attacked religious people, and committed genocide and hurt their own people. So I don't really want to hear how atheists are always going to be this loving people who can never commit any type of war strategy and would never ever fight. So just have that ready for people who are being extremely dishonest. Okay? People who are being extremely dishonest about world history. Okay? So don't let them, just tell them to go read history. I mean, they're just playing too many games. Chapter 27. It is part of faith to establish the Nawafil voluntary prayers during the nights of Ramadan. Narrated, Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, whoever establishes Nawafil voluntary prayers during the nights of Ramadan faithfully, out of sincere faith and hoping to attain Allah's rewards, all his past sins will be forgiven. To observe some fast according to Islamic teachings during the month of Ramadan, sincerely and faithfully, hoping for Allah's reward only, is part of faith. Narrated, Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, whoever observes some fast during the month of Ramadan out of sincere faith and hoping to attain Allah's rewards, then all past sins will be forgiven. And I've heard some people say it's horrible that people are forced to fast during Ramadan, but you do become stronger by controlling your appetites. We are a very fast food nation in America and very gluttonous. As other people have pointed out, in America the poor people are fat. In other countries, the poor people are skin and bones and dying, right? So, in a gluttonous nation, of course fasting seems hard because, we're constantly eating. And on the TV, you got a McDonald's commercial all the time. Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC, trash food that's mass produced and full of preservatives that's going to give you cancer, And the statement of the Prophet, peace be upon him, the most beloved religion to Allah Azza wa Jal is the tolerant Hanifiya Islamic monotheism, i.e. to believe in the oneness of Allah and to worship Him Allah alone and not to worship anything else along with Him. Yes. Narrated, Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, religion is very easy, and whoever overburdens himself in his religion will not be able to continue in that way. So you should not be extremists, but try to be near to perfection, and receive the good tidings that you will be rewarded, and gain strength by offering the Salah prayers in the mornings, afternoon, and during the last hours of the night. Chapter 30. The offering of Salah prayers is part of faith. And the statement of Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah would never make your faith prayers to be lost. V2 143. i.e. your prayers which you offered in the past facing Bayt al-Maqdis, Jerusalem. Alright. Narrated, Al-Bara bin Azib, may Allah be pleased with him. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, came to Al-Madinah, he stayed first with his grandfathers, or maternal uncles from the Ansar. He offered his Salah prayers facing Baytul al-Maqdis, Jerusalem, for 16 or 17 months, but he wished that he could pray facing the Kaaba at Mecca. The first Salah prayer which he, peace be upon him, offered facing the Kaaba was the Asr prayer in the company of some people. Okay, look at that. Cool. The Asr prayer. Then one of those who had offered the Salah with him came out and passed by some people in a mosque who were bowing during their Salah facing Jerusalem. He said, addressing them, by Allah, I testify that if I offer the Salah with Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, facing Mecca, the Kaaba, hearing that, those people changed their direction towards the Kaaba immediately. Jews and the people of the scriptures used to be pleased to see the Prophet, peace be upon him, facing Jerusalem in Salah. But when he, peace be upon him, changed his direction towards the Kaaba during Salah, they disapproved of it. Al-Bara, may Allah be pleased with him, added, before we changed our direction towards the Kaaba at Mecca in prayers, some Muslims had died or had been killed, and we did not know what to say about them regarding the prayers. Allah Azza wa Jal then revealed, and Allah would never make your faith prayers to be lost, i.e. your Salah prayers, offered towards Jerusalem. V2 143. So, here we learn, right, that specific ayat is talking about when they shift, and because you shift, that doesn't mean when they were first facing Jerusalem instead of the Kaaba, that would somehow nullify their worship. So, very good. I think all of us would have been very happy to hear that, right? Definitely good news.